Give me a second. Hey YouTube, this is Dan at Zombie Nation. Let me try to get this a little better. Not much, is it? Oh well, it'll have to do. And today I'm smoking some Sleepy Hollow in my Rick Black Zombie Poker. Nice little pipe. A little nose warmer. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Iraq. Not much. Kind of a day-to-day what happened when we were there, when I was there. So after we landed and got our permanent little residence there, it's a little building called a containerized housing unit, or a CHU. It's a 10 by 20 metal building with one window, one door, and an air conditioner at the back end. There's 2 people that live in these things. So they've each got about 10 by 10 area. I had to work more often, needed to be ready quicker, so I stayed by the door. My roommate got the air conditioner in the back half of the room. In the room was like a metal cabinet for clothing, weapons, stuff like that. There was a little desk we had, and then 2 beds. It wasn't too bad most of the time, as long as the good old air conditioner would work. The air conditioner itself wasn't a problem. The problem was we had a diesel generator, a big old generator. It supplied power to a lot of buildings. The problem we had, though, was every once in a while we seemed to have a problem keeping diesel fuel in it. For some reason, they'd always forget to fill the son of a gun. But anyhow, like I said, most of the time it was pretty cool. Wasn't bad inside the building. About every, I'd say, 4th day, the generator either died or ran out of gas. Inside, we had a little setup with a satellite dish. We both had a laptop, so we had movies. So while in the room, spent most of the time on the laptop, playing games and watching movies and stuff. Didn't have much off-duty time. I was the non-commissioned officer in charge of the little, the little intel unit we had there. So I worked quite often. Some days it was 8 to 12 hours, some days 16 to 24 hours. It all depended upon what was going on, what was planned for the next day, etc. So most days I'd get up. It wasn't really a special time, but whenever I woke up, walked down to the shower. The shower house was in a different building. It was about 3 blocks down from where our living quarters was. You go down there, and it's like a bathroom, shower house, everything combined in one. But you had to get there early, because if you got there like anytime after like 10 or 11 in the morning, the place would just be flooded in mud, because all the guys that were out in the field the night before and that morning came back and showered. So you literally would be standing in 6 inches to a foot of mud and when you were in the shower if you waited too long. We only cleaned them out once a day. But it really wasn't too bad. There were separate showers. Um, Nice. The water stayed hot most of the time. So all in all, that wasn't bad. After that, we head down to the building where we kept all of our gear in and where we did our work. The SCIF, the Sensitive Compartmented Information Facility. So once you got entrance into this place, it was surrounded by T-walls. Those things are probably about, I'd say 10 to 12 feet high, a couple feet thick. Big cement and rebar barrier walls all around this thing to help against like mortar attacks and stuff. We had camouflage netting over the top. And we had three trailers in the building. One was, well, they were all three for intel stuff. That's about as far as I'm going to go. So we'd sit there all day long doing our little stuff. We'd take breaks throughout the day, and one nice thing we had when we were over there is access to Cuban cigars. I didn't think about that ahead of time, but no, they were a little dried out, but they were still good. Iraq good anyway. They had a chow hall on base, and you could go eat anytime you wanted. They only served meals certain times of the day, but they'd have stuff available all day long. You know, breakfast cereal, fruits, panini kind of stuff, things like that. Other than that, it was like a typical day. All day long you'd hear people walking down the rows of buildings with rocks. Every step they were grinding through rocks. Like I said before, there's a foot or two of rock everywhere. You actually got used to that sound after a while. And it's strange because after I got back home, it was hard to sleep because I couldn't hear the people walking through that rock. I actually missed it. But that's about it for now. I'll talk some more later. More nonsense, more ramblings about Iraq. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you later.